5, verse number 8. Come on, stand with us. Stand with us, Romans chapter 5. But God demonstrated his love for us in this, that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. But he demonstrated love for us in this, that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. You may be seated. Christ died for us. Tonight, let's talk about just a couple of things, just 2 little points. I don't want to hold you long. I know y'all got to go and dress up like Santa here in about a week. Y'all got to get ready for all that good stuff, last minute shopping and sitting on those last minute orders to the North Pole and all that good stuff. So we're going to get you out of here. Sowing is our focus for the month of December. And here we come to, I think, the intersection between what we see as sowing and what we have learned lately as sowing. Sowing is not necessarily giving money. Sowing is not always possessions or materials, money, different things like that. It can be your time, your talent, and your treasure in any different way. Many various ways we say it that way. But at the root of sowing is sacrifice and giving. The root of sowing is sacrifice and giving. When you sow, you have to sacrifice something. It means you give of something that you have, and it is of value. Okay? When you sow something of value. The farmer sows the seed, and he sows it that he might reap or harvest a return. Now, in order for that to happen, the seed in and of itself must be good. There must be good seed. Not only that, you sow it in, if you want to take it a little further, you have to sow seed in good ground. Okay? You have to put it in the right place. And then put it in the right place, you'll receive the return, the harvest that you expect. If you look at money market accounts, you would take money, it has some value. You would place it in the proper area, be it company or fund, and over time it gives the proper return, and you grow and you build. But you have to sacrifice, right? You have to go without for that time. Meaning, whatever you put in, you can't touch it until, if you want it to grow, you got to give it some time to stay in the ground, right? You got to put it in that fund, it has to stay, it has to grow. That means you have to do without it for a while. That's sacrifice, and giving is right there with it, because it's a sacrifice because you got to do without it, and then giving is the same thing. But giving, you got to be willing to be without it, right? You got to be willing. Many of us are give, but we don't sacrifice. So giving and sacrifice is not necessarily the same, but they're the same suggestion. You can give something, but you ain't sacrifice anything. But to sacrifice something, you have to what? Give. Okay. Many of us, we go to Salvation Army, we say, yeah, we gave to charity. You're right, you gave, because you didn't sacrifice anything. You gave everything that you don't want. Most of the time, I ain't say everybody. Maybe you guys go to JCPenney to buy something new and then go give it to the Salvation Army. I don't know. Now, maybe you do like I've done in the past. I bought something, in hopes of being that size again one day. I just finally gave it away. And really, you could say, well, that's not really a sacrifice. Well, I sacrificed my dreams. Okay, not really a sacrifice. Because you're not necessarily going without anything, right? But what about your car that you need every day to go to work, and you sacrifice it for a little while for somebody else, right? And that's a sacrifice, because if anything happens to that car, you out of luck, right? Now, in life, sacrifice is not always the ultimate sacrifice of, I got to give my life necessarily. Doesn't mean I necessarily have to go without to the point of harming someone, but sacrifice means I give up something of value for a time period or for good. I sacrifice, I give. That's the base of sowing. And the reason we got to see that is because many of us, our problem with sowing is that we have a problem with sacrificing. And our problem with sacrificing is that we really haven't even caught on to the principle of yet giving. I earned it and it's mine and it's all mine. I didn't earn it so that I could give it away. I mean, if that was the case, I wouldn't have worked so hard for it or beg for somebody else to give it to me. Okay? Well, why do we get this principle of giving? What's the basis of giving? Okay? And the basis of all giving is love. The basis of all giving is love. You don't really give truly from the heart to the place of sacrifice unless you really love. Okay? Many times our problem with touching people and helping people is our depth of love. It doesn't mean if I don't give you, I don't love you, but my depth of love is measured about how much I can sacrifice and give to you, right? Okay? All right. Here it is. Many people say, well, it ain't about, the size of the ring. It ain't about the size of the house and what's the car and all of that. But you sure like it if you go to Jared, right? Yeah, you really like that type of can on. And you really like it when he actually gets you what you want, and you ask him for it because you wasn't going to pay for it, right? Not that you didn't value it, but you just weren't going to pay for it. All right, okay. All right, now I'm saying him. I'm setting y'all up, ladies, because you want some love. I want some love too. Christmas on the way. You love me, I love you. Now, all that type of kind of. Now, watch this. In life, we'll find out that if someone gives you what you really need or what you really want, it's not about the monetary value necessarily. It's about their thoughtfulness, their how much they care, the compassion, and then it doesn't help if it was expensive too. I mean, it doesn't hurt, really. If it's expensive. I mean, it hurts the person that they sacrifice, but you get it, right? So watch this. The thing is, who's going to put that type of money into something, or that type of thought into something that they don't value? Nobody. Not going to do it. They have to value. And even if they don't value it, they have to value you. Here, case in point. There's not many men that value purses. I mean, they're growing rapidly in number, unfortunately, but there are not many men that value purses. But they value the woman that wants the purse, right? So at the base of all giving still is love. Now some people say, well, some don't give, they don't care nothing about the giver. Well, I've learned this. When you don't care that way, well, some people give, they don't care about the person that received, the recipient. Well, this is what they do. They give for a reason. Nobody gives just because. You love somebody in the giving. Some people would give because they love themselves. And they'll give just so they look good. Some people would give because they love themselves and they're trying to get something from you. Talk all of it. Doing the best I can. Holiday season, you better watch out. He ain't falling in love with you all of a sudden. He likes your Thanksgiving. He gave you that gift because he was trying to get something in return. Talk all of it. Now watch this. When we give, we show love. In some kind of, we love somebody. Us. We love how we look. We love how it makes us look. We love the person we're giving it to. We love just buying, and we love that people know we can afford it. It shows something about you. Now watch. And that's the basic giving is love. Now watch what God does. God says, John 3:16, for God so loved the who? World. That he what? Yay. Basis of all giving is love. Okay? Romans 5:8. But God demonstrated his love in this, that while we were yet sinners, Christ what? Sacrificed, died for us. He gave his what? Life. And in Christ giving his life, God demonstrated his what? Love. You ever notice in the Bible that love is always an action item? Watch this. Love is an action item. I don't understand this American concept of love, of emotion and feeling, and that's it. Oh, I love you. You do? Like chocolate cake? Like how you love it? Enough to sacrifice, to give, to give of my time, to give of my attention, my affection, my material, my possession, of me, my heart, my feeling, all of that, or just enough to say I said it. See, God didn't say to us, I love you. I hope y'all do well. He says, I love you, so therefore I'm going to give you all you need in order to what? Do well. All right. What does that mean when it comes to sowing? The farmer sows because he desires, loves the what? Harvest.
That's right.
See, the farmer is only a farmer because of the what? Harvest. He usually ain't going out there just because he wants to be in the sun and see some ground. There's something he's expecting, and he wants that bad enough that he's willing to go the extra mile.
Come on.
Okay. How many of you all here work just for the love of working? Like you just love your job so much that if they stop paying today, you just gonna go on in anyway. You know, I just love Auburn University. I love Auburn University because I'm going to go on over there. They done closed down my department, Jesus. And they kicked me out of my office and they ain't getting my shoes, Jesus. I just went on, and guess what? I'm going back tomorrow. They might need me to help clean up. And they ain't got no money over there to give me no check, but I'm going to go on anyway. Ain't none of y'all going to Auburn University when they stop paying? Because you want your what? Some of us, I like that. Thank you, Jerry. I'm crying. Thank you. She said, you know, I don't want check, I want my money. Check my bounce. I want my money, right? So you are willing to put something in because you are looking at what you what? Get. Okay, now. Here's what's interesting. God did something that was odd. The farmer puts in because he's expecting something good. You know, I just say you have to sow in the word good. He might make a bad decision, but he just ain't going and sowing in the bad ground, right? You just don't take your money and put it into a scam, right? Just because you just want to participate, right? You actually thought when you did it that it was something good there, right? This is what God did. He decided to take his best and give it to the worst. He sacrificed his son for a group of folk that were no good.
Come on.
But he demonstrated his love in this, that he gave his son, John 3:16, to a group of folk that was yet in what? Romans 5:8, sin.
Come on.
God gave Christ's sacrifice to a group of folk that had no promise. Now that's some love.
Yes, it is.
Think about this. You can love somebody to death, but you ain't gonna stay with them if they ain't got no promise, are you? Somebody else might say, I ended up with them. I thought they had, right. But you didn't, some of us who staying didn't sign up for what we got. We staying, but we didn't sign up for it. We got that job thinking that it was we didn't sign up, we just stuck with it. Many of us, we don't look at a bad situation and just run on in. He gonna beat me. All my life I had to fight. I do. We don't do that. We usually say, I do, somebody didn't, then they start doing something they said they wasn't going to do. Right? But God loved man so much.
Yes, he did.
Watch what he did. He put something in and then knew if anything good was going to come out, I'm going to have to do all the work. That's interesting, because our principle of giving and sowing is I'm putting it in so that I can get what? Out. But what about when you get to the area where you putting something in just so you can help somebody be better? Because then it say that we lend to those and who can't pay it back.
Come on, Pastor.
We should give without expecting to get it in return. That's another level of sowing that many of us miss, because that's when you sow into bad ground, but you know you serve a good God.
All right now.
There's the boat, and I'm about to tie it. In life, we don't just sow because of what we get out of it. Sometimes we put it in so somebody else can get something out of it. Sometimes we do it just because we love the people we're doing it for.
Right. Amen.
We don't qualify it. We don't see that they're deserving. We don't see that it's desirable, because when God looked at us, he saw undesirable and undeserving, and he was still determined to make sure that we got it. He was under two. He would not be deterred. He said, there's nothing in this man that I'm going to get out. There's no good in him. I'm going to have to put all the good in him. I'm going to have to help him. When he falls, I'm going to have to pick him up. I'm going to have to dust him off. I'm going to have to wash him with my blood. I'm going to have to make him pure. And I'm going to keep on giving him an opportunity to be like me. But he's going to keep on changing his mind and going back into the world. I'm going to keep on bringing him back. And finally, he's going to get it. And then he's going to die. And then finally, he'll be like I made him in the first place.
Come on.
We don't do that. I ain't put all that time in you, give you all my good years, and then you just lived up to your initial promise. You ain't got no better. You just got back to zero. We started off as children, and you said you was going to do right. Now we old, and you still a fool. Should have left you 20 years ago, more or less. Keep on working on it. We don't do that. We don't even stay at jobs. Don't nobody retire no more from one job. Man, we don't retire. We stop and cash out our 401k and say we retired. That's what we do. We retire. You ain't retired. You stop working. Because think about it. It used to be that people with 10 years and they get a coin, 15 years and they get a pen, and 25 years they get a silver watch, and 35 years they get a bronze watch, or something like that, and then 50 years you get a gold watch, and you got all your pension, and you retire. You done been with that company through everything.
Come on, Pastor.
Now you can make $6.50 an hour, somebody offer you $7.10, and you go on with it. You just go on. You just. Some of us ain't signing up for it. I don't want no benefits, because I ain't gonna be here long enough for them to kick in. I just want them a couple of checks, and I'm gonna be out. We don't commit to anything anymore. We don't commit. We don't go to work to make the company better. That ain't our problem. We just work there. That don't make no sense.
Come on, Pastor.
If you ain't gonna make the company better, who gonna make the company better? We don't do that anymore. We don't go to work to actually make the company money. We go to work to make us some money. But we forget, in order for us to make some money, the company gotta have some money for us to make. We don't think about everybody else. When we give, we think about what we can get in return.
Come on, Pastor.
But the base of sowing is sacrifice and giving. The base of sacrifice and giving is love. And one thing about it, when you love, you'll give and you're not looking for anything the basics. That's what we got to get. Yes, sowing is putting the right thing in the right ground to get the right return. Yes, sowing and giving suggests that God is going to give it back. Yes, sowing and giving is monetary and God will give it back. Yes, sowing and giving is time, and if you give your time, people will give their time to you. Yes, if you love, people will love you. Yes, if you are friendly, people should be friendly. But guess what? Your goal is not the return. Your goal is the giving.
Come on, Pastor.
It's the giving. When I can give and don't even keep a record of what I gave.
Come on, Pastor.
People come and tell you stuff that you've done and you don't forgot. Child, you don't even know what you did for me. I sure don't. What's your name? See that you don't even. You was in my class with me in college, and you sat there with me night after night. You helped me, girl. I had failed that class 2 times. Had I failed it 1 more time, I'd have been out the program. But now I'm a nurse practitioner because you sat with me. You didn't know my name then. I knew you didn't know me, but you loved me enough to help me through, baby. Thank you. Because of you, I made it. You like, girl, yeah, that's good. Yeah. I don't remember what I did for you, but thank God you made it. You don't even remember what you did, right? Sometimes you can do stuff for people, and just because you have a giving heart, you didn't even realize that you were giving. Like, you need something? Yeah. Give me 5 on pump 6 right there. All right, we got you, man. You good. Don't get to the house. You ain't thought about it. I got scared one time. Where was I? I know where I was. I was on my way to an undisclosed location. And my wife knew where I was going, but I was on vacation. And on my way, I stopped at a gas station. And a guy was sitting there, and a lady was sitting there, and she came to the car, and she said, sir, I need some gas. I got to go pick up my babies. And I done ran out. I got here and I called my sister, and she should have been away. But I just got to go get her. I said, all right, where you at? I'm right down here. Got my little car, got over there, got up to the Jeep, and I saw 2 men in the car. I walked a little, keep it all in mind. She was like, well, how much can I, you think I'm going to fill up. Thank y'all. Now, that was a little feel, not much. But I thought about it, I said, I don't even know how much gas they got. But guess what? It didn't matter because I had it to give. I have to think about it. I mean, it only so many gallons in a car, right? And I just thank God that nobody jump out and try to take what they might have thought I had. And so I said, I didn't think about it. But this is what the enemy will do. The enemy will get you to thinking about doing good.
Come on, Pastor.
Yeah, y'all gonna give me some music on this one. This one, yeah. The enemy will get you thinking about doing good. There you are ready to do good. You see the opportunity. You're ready to go, and somebody say, girl, don't go over there. You don't know them people. But they just, no, we all right? No, go on. Get away from my window. What's wrong with you? I was finna give him something, and it's like, man, them people, they make all type of money all day. They say, this their job, to stand on the side road, and they'll get more money than you did today. Girl, I'm off work. I ain't making nothing today. Is it really about their motives? Or is it about you giving?
Come on.
What is it about? Why are you worried about what somebody gonna do with what you give? It ain't about what they do with it. It's about you what? If God would have thought for a second, I ain't gonna give them my son, because what they gonna do with it? But he gave his son that we might take advantage of him and kill him, because he knew that when he died, guess what? He was going to save everybody. You don't have to worry what people do, what you get. God never told you to worry about it. God told you what? Give. And then he said this. He said this is the thing. So much so that when the devil get in your ear and mess you up, he said, when you know to do good, you have the opportunity to do it, and you don't do it, you have just sinned. We got to be careful about holding back on what God has given us. Because God is the one that provides the seed to the sower. And God gives you that you might give to others. God continues to provide for you that you might give to others. God, he's making you his storehouse, his warehouse, that he might have inventory to give to others. What did he say in Malachi? Bring ye the tithes and offerings to the storehouse, that there may be what? Meat in my house, and prove me this day. If I won't open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing so much that you will not be able to receive it. So you bring the tithe and offering, I'm going to give you some more. But that's a circular principle. Once I give you some more, you bring some what? More, and I'm going to give you some what? And then you're going to bring some, and I'm going to give you some. God is just cycling it through. But guess what? You grow the whole time. So he didn't say you had to give all of it. He said give a portion, and I'll give you more than you can receive. Guess what? I'll give you more, just a little bit, and I'll give you more, and just a little. But you grow. But see, you give out of your love for God. That's the principle of giving. You have to give because you love. You love people. You love God. And I think I heard that somewhere in the Bible that those are the two commandments that you can hang all the law and the prophets on. Love God and love your neighbor. All right. Now, I want you to give. Yep, that just got you like, that was good until he asked us to put it into practice. I ain't got no cash. We got an app. Just download it. If you ain't got it, open it up. We take check, credit card. And you know what? We've got a pledge program. We'll take an IOU, gonna give to the deacons. We're gonna give. Gonna give. I don't want to see no $60 here tonight. Listen, give. Come on. I guess I done talk. I guess I better give too, huh? I'm going on my app because I ain't got no money. By example.